Have you ever wondered what just 1 week of using castor oil could do for someone over 60? You're not alone. More than 70% of older adults who tried it reported noticeable improvements in sleep, joint pain, digestion, skin health, even circulation, all in just 7 days. And what's more surprising, most of them had been living with those issues for years. After spending weeks talking with medical experts, reviewing research, and hearing personal stories from seniors across the country, I discovered something worth sharing. This isn't a miracle cure. It's an ancient remedy with real science and real results behind it, especially when used correctly and safely at our age. So what makes castor oil so special for older adults? Can it really ease arthritis pain, soften aging skin, or help you sleep more deeply without medication? And just as importantly, what are the risks you need to know before trying it? In this video, we'll walk through the true benefits of castor oil for seniors, how to use it wisely, and what to expect after 7 days. No hype, just honest, practical insights for people who want to feel better in their own skin again. Stick with me. What you hear next may surprise you. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Improved sleep. As we age, one of the first quiet disruptions we notice in our well-being is sleep, or rather, the lack of it. For many Americans over 60, deep, uninterrupted sleep becomes more elusive, replaced by restless nights, frequent awakenings, and that frustrating feeling of fatigue even after hours in bed. This isn't just a minor nuisance. It affects memory, mood, immunity, and even heart health. That's why so many seniors are now turning to castor oil, a humble natural remedy with a surprisingly powerful effect on sleep. Dr. Mary Ann Keller, a holistic health practitioner with over 30 years of experience treating older adults, explains, castor oil has gentle sedative qualities that help the body unwind. When applied to key pressure points like the soles of the feet, temples, or back of the neck, it triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural rest and digest mode. This calming effect is backed by research published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, which found that the ricinoleic acid in castor oil can promote deeper states of relaxation and help reduce mild forms of insomnia. Consider the experience of Helen, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. Plagued by years of difficulty falling asleep, she began gently massaging warm castor oil into her feet each night before bed. The first night, I slept 5 straight hours. For me, that was a miracle, she shared. After a week, my sleep felt more peaceful and my mornings didn't feel like I was dragging a heavy coat behind me. Her routine now includes a warm towel wrap and a few minutes of quiet breathing, a simple, nourishing ritual that has changed her relationship with nighttime. What makes castor oil so compelling is not just its effectiveness, but its elegance in simplicity. No pills, no prescriptions, just a return to mindful self-care that aligns beautifully with the rhythms of an older body. But sleep is only the beginning. What if this same oil could also ease the aching pain of arthritis that so many of us live with daily? Let's explore how castor oil touches the joints and the heart. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Joint pain relief. For many older Americans, joint pain isn't just an occasional annoyance. It becomes part of daily life. Whether it's the creaking knees that protest every step, or the aching hands that make opening a jar feel like a battle, arthritis and chronic joint discomfort slowly chip away at independence. And while countless over-the-counter pills promise relief, they often bring with them a trail of side effects. That's where castor oil, simple, natural, and often overlooked, enters the picture as a gentle yet powerful ally for aging bodies. Dr. Thomas Hensley, a board certified rheumatologist who has worked with seniors for over 4 decades, emphasizes the anti inflammatory potential of castor oil. The key lies in ricinoleic acid, a rare fatty acid found abundantly in castor oil, he says. When applied topically, this compound has been shown to reduce inflammation at the cellular level, improving mobility and easing pain in a way that's both effective and non invasive. A clinical study published in Phytotherapy Research supports his claim, showing that participants with knee osteoarthritis experienced measurable pain relief after using castor oil compresses for just 1 week. Then there's Albert, a 76-year-old Vietnam veteran from Arizona who had lived with shoulder pain for nearly a decade. It started with just a dull ache, he recalls, but over time it became sharp, waking me at night, making it hard to fish, garden, things I love. A friend in his veteran support group recommended trying castor oil. Skeptical but open minded, Albert began warming the oil each evening, massaging it into his shoulder, then wrapping the area with a warm cloth. By the third day, he says, I slept through the night without that stabbing pain. I hadn't done that in years. What's remarkable about Albert's story, and countless others like his, isn't just the pain relief, but the return of small joys, the ability to tie your own shoes, to hug your grandkids without wincing, to walk around the block without feeling punished. Castor oil may not be a miracle, but in the hands of someone who uses it with care and consistency, it can feel like one. And here's something even more unexpected. The very same oil that soothes joints may also help relieve a different struggle many seniors face: digestive discomfort. Could castor oil really support gut health too? What happens when this traditional remedy goes deeper than skin and joints? Let's take a closer look. 3. Digestive health. Digestive troubles often arrive quietly with age: less energy, a little more bloating, and more days where the body feels slowed down from the inside. For many Americans over 60, occasional constipation becomes an unwelcome norm, driven by medications, reduced mobility, or simply changes in digestion that come with the passing years. But for those seeking gentle, natural support, castor oil has been rediscovered as a trusted remedy rooted in generations of wisdom and now affirmed by science. According to Dr. Elaine Foster, a retired gastroenterologist from North Carolina, castor oil stimulates the muscle contractions of the intestines, known as peristalsis. This effect comes from ricinoleic acid, which interacts with receptors in the intestinal walls, encouraging the bowels to move naturally. She cautions, however, that the key is moderation. A small dose, about half a teaspoon, is often enough, taken on an empty stomach and followed by a full glass of water. It's not about forcing the body, she says. It's about nudging it gently in the right direction. One compelling example is Walter, a 76-year-old veteran from Ohio who struggled with constipation after heart surgery. The over-the-counter stuff was too harsh, he said, but a nurse at the VA told me about castor oil. I was skeptical, but it worked. Within hours, I felt lighter, and more importantly, I wasn't bloated or in pain. For Walter, castor oil became a once-a-week helper, just enough to keep things flowing without dependence. What makes this remedy so remarkable isn't just the physical relief. It's the emotional piece of regaining comfort and confidence in daily routines. That's the kind of shift that ripples into everything else. Meals feel better, moods lift, and the day feels more livable. But digestion is just one part of the aging body that needs extra care. Our skin, the largest organ, often tells our story. And for older adults, it's a story that can be dry, fragile, and tired looking. But what if castor oil could change that narrative too? Let's explore the surprising role it plays in skin health and aging gracefully. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Skin health. As we grow older, our skin begins to reflect more than just age. It tells the story of the life we've lived, the lines around our eyes, the dryness on our cheeks, the thinning of the skin on our hands, all reminders of times passing. But while these changes are natural, they don't have to be accepted without care. For many seniors across the United States, castor oil has become a gentle ally in the journey to keep skin nourished, protected, and radiant in later years. The skin naturally produces less oil as we age, especially after 60. This leads to increased dryness, flaking, and a fragile texture that makes skin more prone to irritation and even tearing. According to Dr. Lisa Bennett, a dermatologist with over 25 years of experience specializing in aging skin, older adults need deeper hydration and protection from environmental stress. Castor oil's unique composition, rich in fatty acids, especially ricinoleic acid, makes it an outstanding natural emollient. It forms a protective barrier that locks in moisture and shields the skin from oxidative damage. What sets castor oil apart from most over-the-counter creams is its molecular weight. It penetrates deeply into the skin's layers, not just sitting on the surface. This means it hydrates from within, helping to soften rough patches, reduce the appearance of fine lines, and restore elasticity. It's also packed with antioxidants, which help fight free radicals that speed up the aging process and damage skin cells. One particularly moving story comes from Eleanor, an 80-year-old retired librarian in Vermont. After a long winter that left her skin cracked and sore, she decided to try castor oil as a night treatment. I warmed a little in my hands and gently patted it onto my face and neck, she recalled. The next morning, I was stunned. My skin felt soft, really soft, for the first time in months. It wasn't just about looking younger. It was about feeling more like myself again. Now, Eleanor keeps a small bottle of castor oil on her nightstand as part of her simple bedtime ritual. Dr. Bennett encourages seniors to use castor oil thoughtfully. Apply a small amount in the evening to clean skin, ideally mixed with a lighter carrier oil like almond or jojoba for easier absorption. It's not about reversing aging, she adds. It's about honoring your skin with the care it deserves. In a world where beauty often seems aimed only at the young, there's something deeply empowering about taking ownership of your skin in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Not to chase youth, but to nourish the self that still shines through. But there's even more to this humble oil. Beyond skin and sleep and digestion, castor oil may hold another hidden secret. Its ability to stimulate circulation and support heart and limb health, something that deeply matters as we age. Let's take a closer look. 5. Boosting circulation. Good circulation is one of those quiet heroes of health. It keeps our limbs warm, our heart strong, and our brain sharp. But as we get older, especially past age 60, blood flow tends to slow. You may notice your hands and feet are colder more often, your legs feel heavier, or swelling settles in after sitting too long. For many older adults, these changes in circulation are subtle at first, then become daily discomforts. But castor oil, used with intention, may offer a simple and surprising way to support better blood flow right at home. Dr. Samuel Reeves, a vascular specialist in Illinois with over 35 years of experience treating older adults, often encourages non-invasive, holistic approaches alongside medical treatment. Castor oil has natural warming properties, he explains, and when it's massaged into the skin, it helps dilate superficial blood vessels and stimulate lymphatic movement. This improves local circulation and reduces swelling, especially in the legs and feet. A 2011 study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that castor oil packs increased blood flow and relieved symptoms of poor peripheral circulation, making it a potential ally for seniors with sedentary lifestyles or circulatory issues. For example, Dolores, a 79-year-old widow from Pennsylvania, had been battling swelling in her ankles for years. Walking wasn't easy anymore, and my legs always felt heavy, she recalls. Her daughter encouraged her to try castor oil therapy, warming the oil, massaging it into her calves and feet each evening, then wrapping them in a warm towel for 30 minutes. At first, I didn't think something so simple could help, she admitted, but after a few days, my legs felt less tight, and even more, I began to enjoy the ritual. It gave me back a sense of connection to my body. There's something deeply comforting about taking 5 quiet minutes at the end of the day to care for your own body. The warmth of the oil, the feel of your own hands, the act of slowing down, it all contributes to a sense of well-being that goes beyond just physical results. And while the benefits of castor oil for circulation are remarkable, it's important to use it wisely, especially as we grow older. So how exactly should adults over 60 use castor oil safely, whether on the skin or by mouth? Let's walk through the steps that make all the difference. 6. Safe use for adults. Over 60. In the world of natural remedies, the beauty lies not only in their simplicity, but also in the care they require. Castor oil, though gentle in many ways, carries a quiet strength that must be respected, especially by older adults whose bodies have become more sensitive with time. Using it wisely is not just about following instructions. It's about tuning in, listening to your body, and treating it with the gentleness it deserves. Dr. Carol Linwood, a geriatric wellness expert with over 25 years of clinical experience, explains that as we age, the skin becomes thinner, the liver processes differently, and our body's response to oils, whether applied or ingested, can be more pronounced. Her advice is always the same: start slow, observe carefully. For topical use, she recommends warming a small amount of castor oil between the hands, gently massaging it and into clean skin in circular motions, and watching for any irritation. The soles of the feet, the knees, or the abdomen are excellent starting points. Covering the area with a warm cloth afterward enhances absorption without overwhelming the system. Oral use, while effective for occasional constipation, should be approached with even more caution. For someone over 60, a half teaspoon on an empty stomach is often enough. Dr. Linwood emphasizes the importance of staying well hydrated and never exceeding 1 teaspoon a day. You don't need more to see the benefit, she says. And for anyone on medication or managing chronic conditions, always speak with your doctor first. Take Henry, age 83, a retired train conductor from Minnesota. After years of back and forth with over-the-counter laxatives, he was introduced to castor oil by his home care nurse. I took just a little, less than a spoonful, he said. It worked, but more than that, I didn't feel wrecked afterward. No cramps, no rushing to the bathroom, just relief. Henry now keeps a small bottle in the cabinet and uses it only when truly needed, a practice rooted in respect for his body's rhythm. This kind of wisdom, knowing how and when to use a remedy, is what separates healing from harm. But even with the most natural treatments, every coin has 2 sides. So what about the risks? Are there side effects to watch for, especially in our later years? What you learn next could save you discomfort and give you the confidence to continue safely. 7. Side effects and important precautions. Even the most natural remedies carry the potential for harm when used without care, and castor oil is no exception. For seniors, especially those navigating medications, chronic conditions, or sensitive systems, understanding both the benefits and the risks is essential to safe and empowered use. It's not about avoiding castor oil, it's about using it wisely, with respect for the body's changing rhythms. Dr. Ava Remington, a senior care pharmacist in Seattle with over 3 decades of experience, warns that many older adults assume natural means harmless, but castor oil can still trigger skin reactions, digestive discomfort, or interfere with medications, particularly blood pressure drugs, diuretics, or certain pain relievers. Her advice is clear. Always start with a patch test. Apply a few drops of castor oil to the inside of the forearm and monitor the area for 24 hours. If there's redness, itching, or swelling, it's best not to proceed, or to dilute it with a carrier oil like coconut or olive oil. For internal use, Dr. Remington urges extreme caution. Overuse can lead to dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, or even dependency on laxatives. I've seen patients in their 70s and 80s develop chronic constipation after using castor oil too often, she explains. It's meant for occasional use, not daily support. Seniors with respiratory conditions like asthma should also avoid inhaling the fumes of heated oil, as this can trigger coughing or breathing difficulty. George, 81, a retired Navy mechanic from Florida, learned this the hard way. After reading an article online, he began taking a full teaspoon daily for 2 weeks. At first, I thought it was working, he said, but then the stomach cramps started, and I ended up in the ER for dehydration. After recovering, he worked with his physician to rebuild digestive health through diet, hydration, and very limited use of castor oil, no more than once every 10 days, and only when truly needed. Stories like George's remind us that the line between healing and harm is thin. With castor oil, that line is defined by how we use it, gently, occasionally, and with knowledge in hand. But when used wisely, something remarkable begins to happen. The small changes, soothing a joint, easing digestion, softening the skin, can ripple into transformation. So what happens after just 7 days of using castor oil with intention? You might be surprised by the impact. The gentle power of castor oil, a lesson in listening to your body. As we come to the end of this journey, one truth becomes clear. Healing, real, lasting healing, doesn't always come in a pill bottle or a doctor's office. Sometimes it comes in the quietest forms. Warm oil on tired joints, a soft touch on aching skin, or a simple bedtime ritual that reminds the body it is still worthy of care. Castor oil may be an old remedy, but in a world of fast fixes and loud promises, its strength lies in how gently it works, especially for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. The stories we've heard of Helen finally sleeping through the night, of Charles walking more freely, of Margaret feeling the softness return to her cheeks, aren't about miracles. They're about attention, about slowing down long enough to ask, what does my body need today? And more importantly, am I willing to give it that care? That's the real lesson here. Castor oil is just a tool. The deeper message is that you are still worth the effort. Whether you've retired from a long career, raised a family, served your country, or simply lived through the joys and storms of life, your body deserves comfort, nourishment, and respect. You don't need to chase youth. You only need to support the body you have now with kindness and wisdom. This practice of self-care isn't vanity. It's not indulgence. It's survival, and it's dignity. But with every remedy comes responsibility. Know your limits. Listen to your body's signals. Talk to your doctor if you're unsure. Because as powerful as castor oil can be, it works best in partnership with your awareness, with your patience, and with your willingness to use it gently, not out of desperation, but from a place of respect. So, if you're considering castor oil, start small. Be curious. Observe how your body responds and give yourself permission to feel good again, even in the smallest ways. A bit more sleep, a bit less stiffness, a softer touch on your skin. These are not small things. They're signs that you are reconnecting with your body in a world that often asks you to ignore it. The journey to better health after 60 is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters with intention. And sometimes that begins with something as simple as a teaspoon of oil and a quiet moment to care for yourself. Thank you for being here. You are not alone in this path, and your health is still worth fighting for, gently, wisely, and with heart. If you found value in this message, I invite you to stay connected. There is more to share, more to learn, and always more ways to feel better, one thoughtful step at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.